Good afternoon, good morning, hello. What we're going to look at today are a few concepts of probability which often appear in questions. First thing we're going to look at is the rule that all probabilities add up to 1. So here in our survey was done, 40 people were surveyed. They were asked, apart from rugby and football, which sport would they like? The answers came up as golf, darts, tennis and cricket. However, the survey got wet and we couldn't see exactly what the value for darts was. So we've got to use our knowledge here that all the probabilities add up to 1. So 0.3 of those total pools surveyed, so that's a proportion of the whole thing. Like golf, 0.25 is a proportion like tennis, and 0.1 like cricket. So to find out how many did like darts, what we had to do was to find out what number or what decimal we would need to make all of these numbers total 1. So we had to total 1. So 0.3 and 0.25 give us 0.55, that's 55. 0.1 gives us another 10, so we could sort of write that there. That's 0.65 altogether. So the total we had from these three numbers is 0.65. So taking away from 1, so 1 take away 0.65, which is the total of all of these three, gives us an answer of 0.35. So remember, that's our first rule then, is the total of all of these must always add up to 1. Okay, so that's how you'd solve the number in the table. So those are the proportions of people in the survey that answered golf, darts, tennis or cricket to the question. We're now told that actually 40 people were surveyed. So from this information we could actually work out how many physical people actually liked all of these sports. So to work out the golf, you do get the 0.3 and you'd multiply it by the 40, which is the 40 people surveyed, and that will give you an answer of 12. So 12 people actually like golf. In the same way, for the darts, you'd multiply by the 0.35 and you multiply by 40, the total surveyed, and that will give you an answer of 14. For tennis, in the same way, you'd multiply by 0.25 by the 40, the total, to give you 10. And then for the cricket, finally, you would do 0.1 times by the 40, and that will give you 4. So if you're asked how many people actually liked a particular sport, you'd use that method there from the table. A quick check, 12 and 14 gives you 26, another 10 gives you 36, and finally the 4 makes it up to 40, so you can check your answer tallies with that. Other things they could ask you if you've been given a table like that is, what is the probability that somebody liked golf or darts? Now, if it's or something, it means you add the two proportions together. So for golf or darts, then it's going to be 0.3 for our answer, so 0.3, and we will add to it the 0.35 for darts. So if they ask you that, your final answer then would be, the probability of golf darts would be 0.65, which is the 0.3 added to the 0.35. Okay, well, those two added together. Finally, another thing they could ask you is, what is the probability that somebody did not like tennis? Now, the not rule means that we take away from 1. So in other words, you could do it one of two ways. You could either add the golf and the darts and the cricket together, which are not tennis, and that will give you an answer of 0.75, that's 0.3, 0.65, 0.75, or you could use the rule of taking away from 1, the not rule. Not tennis means 1 take away the 0.25, which would give you the 0.75 as well. So I'm going to do it using that method, so 1, and we're going to take away the 0.25, and that gives us 0.75. So there you have it. When you've got a decimal table then, The rule of adding up to 1 and not taking away from that 1, showing how to work out the individual number of people when you've got the total surveyed. So probabilities, rules of 1.